Daily Dose. My name is Robert. That's the extraordinary Susan Scarlett. And I'm going to get on with the story as quickly as I can. We got time for one of these. I had an incident this morning where it was another customer service thing. We did a great one based on an issue I had that was an ongoing thing for 2 years, which got resolved. Hey, this was much smaller in scope. It was getting my car smogged. Went there, always a little iffy about car repair things or anything car related, about getting ripped off, as it were. Had a coupon, $25 off. Guy says, price is $80. I said, okay. And then I said, hey, I've got a coupon, because 80 sounded a little high to me. I said, what the coupon gets it down to about the range. I heard 30 to 60. And I'm like, okay. So that gets it down to 55. Oh, no, we don't honor that. Excuse me, there's nothing on the coupon. There are laws about this. You have to honor it, and he's, and hey, can I speak to your boss? Great. Boss comes over. Yeah, we don't do that. And then he breaks out this sheet. And this is where it starts getting really bad for me, because he was humming and hawing and trying to get around it. No, the price is 80. He says, here, it's 71 for this. It's $8.95 for that, which is 80. I get that. And then he goes, oh, and then it's 35 here for this data, whatever type thing. And I'm like, and he says, see, that brings it up to 105. I'm like, okay, first of all, your math is bad. That's 115. Second of all, you just made that up. You told me the price was 80. And now, because you're trying to negate my $25 coupon, you circled this thing. And I said, I'm not stupid. Just tell me you just lied to me, and let's get back to 80. And then we could talk about this. And you could see him just kind of, I absolutely caught the guy. And here's where I went sideways, and the whole thing went sideways. I started pressing my advantage. Instead of being kind, I started getting aggravated. And I pulled out the, I know people, which I do. And I know how to use media, which I do. And you could see him really retreating. And then it was like, okay. And I thought, fine, I'm going to leave the shop. And then he gets flustered, he walks away, and he comes out and he says, look, can we just agree upon $60? And I went, okay, fine, 60, fine. Still 5 more than I think I should be paying, but that's fine. Then the side thing happens. He's got a buddy who says, hey, did that make you feel like a big man that you just treated him that way? And I was like,
no.
I was like, yeah, you pulled out your camera, and because I was starting to record things just so I'd have it. And I said, no, I said, here's what happened. Try to explain it to him. And then he goes, no, I'll tell you what, hey, I'll take care of him. I'm going to pay this guy $60. And I said, fine, you can pay the $60. Fine, whatever. And then, and again, I said, we're cool. Yeah. You don't know this guy, okay. So I go to the side, and then the guy keeps chirping at me. And I said, do you want to keep talking? Now I was a little calmer. I was like, do you want to hear my side or not? Or are we just cool? And he said, no, what? And we started talking. And actually, me and this guy, we started having a nice conversation. And I said, hey, look, I admit I was a little aggravated, and this, that, and the other. And so we ended up having a good conversation. It seemed like we resolved on our side. The mechanic went ahead and did the repair, and I thought we were good. And at the end of it, I said, hey, look, if we can just go, I'll pay the $60 that we agreed upon. Are we good? And he said to me, he said, you know what? No, you don't ever come back to my shop, and you are a Karen as far as I'm concerned, and get out of here. And I was like, okay. And I said, hey, I apologize for my part. And I left. And it was such a weird thing. So there's my story.
I can't imagine commenting on that. That's like a little short story. That's like a little.
Wasn't it wild?
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
It went so many places.
It did.
And ultimately, this is one of the reasons I wanted to decompress. I wrote about it, and then I wanted to put it here. I feel good spiritually with where I'm at. I think I went the roundabout. I recognize my part. I apologize. I offered to pay the agreed upon amount. And it was important to him, it seems, to have the final word, and to, in his own frame, put me in my place. And I didn't engage him further. I said, I understand. I accept that I've been banned, and I apologize. And I walked out. And it's like, okay, I offered to pay what I thought was fair. I ended up not paying. So, I mean, I guess he got on his mind a win for calling me out and banning me. And to me, I didn't get a win. I got like a neutral,
Yeah.
I didn't pay the $60, but I don't like having negative stuff out there. And I'm not calling this person out. I'm not mentioning him personally here. Certainly not putting him on blast. It's more of an experience of I'm sorry it went down that way.
Yes.
I was wronged. And the fact that he could never get around to that, and I think that's still his embarrassment. He was trying to BS me, and he wouldn't ever admit that because that might have really put him in some kind of liable state.
Oh, I suppose so.
I
But
mean,
it's that kind of vulnerability that shifts things in a beautiful way, and it didn't happen.
no, it could have been because, like I said, me and this side guy had a great conversation. Ended up talking baseball and all this stuff. We came to cool, and that's where I thought I was going to be good on the other side. But the mechanic who heard all of it was just apparently still fuming.
Well, if he banned you from coming back, that's
And
small.
he told me I blew it. He said, I'm a good guy. And I think that's what his pain was. He thought I was calling him a bad guy. And I'm not going to say I'm calling him a bad guy. I am saying he lied to me. He
Mhm,
100% lied to me and got caught. And I
mhm.
think that's what he was projecting back on me. The fact that maybe he was able to talk it because he really wanted the $80 price point. And if he wasn't going to get 80, he was going to get 60 or zero. You know, that's what he was going to get and still feel like he won. I can't save the world. I can do my part. And I truly, I wish that guy well.
Yeah, and you would have been fine if he had said, you're right, that was a cheeseball move on my part. And
100%. And then I would go, okay, good. Now we're at 80. Now let's just come to you honoring his coupon, or if he counted 60 at that moment, straight. But he didn't.
you couldn't do that.
And that was the inciting, and that's what even the side friend wouldn't go there. And I understand what the side friend was doing. He was defending his friend because maybe he knows him personally, you know, and he's like, no, this is a good guy. Maybe he is a good guy who just made a bad move in that moment. But if none of you want to address that, we'll never get to the truth. And if we won't get to the truth, it is what it is. And that is your daily dose.
That's a story. Wow.